Welcome to the Transparent FX Academy. I'm Nick, and I'm a top author on TradingView with over 190k reputation points. In this video, I will be speaking about USDCHF. Now, as usual, to keep the video as educational as possible, first I will be covering the technical aspect for this market. Then we will be moving to the order flow by looking at the commitment of traders, so the COT data, so essentially what hedge funds and the big players in the market are doing and how they're moving their orders. And by the end of the video, by using a combination of these two different types of analysis, we will try to understand where we have the highest probabilities for the next potential move here for this pair. So this is definitely a video you do not want to miss. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. This is the place to be for high quality, free trading education. Now, without further ado, let's jump straight onto the charts. Starting here from the monthly time frame, what we can see is that we have a market which at the moment has just broken back above a quite significant structural level. In fact, this zone was acting as previous support here. It was then broken to the downside, broke back above, and at that point, that previous level of monthly support was once again turned support here. Now, in a situation like this, what you would expect is first to see a retest and then a rejection to the upside away from this area. Dropping down on the weekly time frame, what do we see? Well, on the weekly, the situation is quite clear. We have a market which is creating a clear textbook uptrend. In fact, we can see the creation of higher highs and higher lows. And so far, we also had the perfect test of previous weekly resistance turned support. In fact, in an ideal uptrend, you expect the market to create higher highs and higher lows every time going and testing the previous resistance turned support. That is what you would usually expect in an ideal uptrend. So that is so far exactly what the market has been doing here. So more bullish continuation also from a weekly perspective seems quite possible. We also now have the confirmed break above the previous resistance turned support once again with the creation of a new higher high. So the next logical step would be a correction, retest of previous resistance turn support, and then the creation also of a new higher low, so higher than this previous low. So on the weekly, everything seems quite bullish, and let's drop down on the daily time frame. Well, from a daily perspective, I did speak about USDCHF quite a few times in the past. I spoke about it when the market was around this area. I explained all the reasons for which we could expect this rejection to the upside. And then I also explained all the reasons for which, if the market would have broken above the structure, we could expect first a retest and then from here the rejection to the upside. And in fact, that is exactly what the market did. And by the way, I will link in the description those two previous analyses so you can go and check them out for more free education. Now, at the moment, from a daily standpoint, what do we have? Well, before we go in detail into the technicals here from a daily perspective, first, let's go and see what we have when it comes to the commitment of traders. So the COT data, so essentially what hedge funds and the big players in the market are doing. Now, first of all, let's check the data for the CHF. Now, what we can see here is that with the last reports, net positions have been massively decreased. We went from having minus 3.4k net positions all the way down to minus 20.5k net positions. So clearly institutions have been moving aggressively to the bearish side of the CHF, adding tens of thousands of shorts. And at the same time, we have seen the closing of longs. In fact, we went from having 11.8k shorts all the way up to currently having 33.5k shorts from an institutional perspective on the CHF, and longs got decreased from 16.9k to 13k. So clearly institutions are moving back to the bearish side for the CHF, and keep in mind that every currency on the spot is traded against the USD. So if institutions are shorting CHF, they're actually shorting CHF USD, meaning that they're actually longing USD CHF by shorting the CHF. So this makes USD CHF much stronger. So let's keep that in mind and move back to the chart. And by the way, if you still haven't, make sure to join my free Telegram channel, which you find on the screen and also linked in the description, so you never miss new updates. Now back to the analysis. Well, here in the daily, clearly we can see that from a structure standpoint, we just had the break above previous daily resistance, which was acting as resistance all across the zone, which the market has now broken to the upside. So all this previous resistance is now turned support here. And what we could expect is a potential retest of previous resistance turned support, and then to see a rejection to the upside. Now, if we go and keep in mind that from an institutional perspective, institutions have been shorting the CHF, inside of a level of previous resistance turned support, we could expect to see even more institutional shorting of the CHF, so longing of USDCHF, which would further increase the probabilities of a potential push higher away from the zone. And we can also notice that since we have an impulse and we would be measuring the correction, if we take our Fibonacci from the low to the high of this impulse leg, we can notice how we have the 0.618, 0.786, and 50% retracements lining up with the previous resistance turn support, creating a confluence of support. And inside of a confluence of support, you would expect even more institutional longing. So this increases the probabilities of a potential push higher away from the zone if the market will correct to it. So if we get this correction, what would I expect in a situation like this? Well, as usual, trading is reactive and not predictive. The monthly, weekly, and daily timeframes combined with the COT data, those are the best timeframes from a directional perspective. However, when it comes to identifying early shifts in the trend of a market, the best timeframes for that are the intraday timeframes, so 4 hour and lower. Therefore, what I would expect is that if this market would shift from an intraday bearish to bullish market, at that point, I wouldn't be surprised to see a potential push higher away from the zone, completing this daily impulse correction and impulse pattern to the upside. Now, if you want to learn more, I really suggest that you go and check out the transparentfxtrading.com website, which you find linked both in description and on the main page of my YouTube channel. Here, you have the possibility to gain access to the most complete all-inclusive mentorship program that I have created for you. As soon as you open the website, you will see this video breaking down everything included in the mentorship program. And in the program, you have the possibility to gain access to all my courses and also to the software, so the COT data software, which is exactly the one that we used in this analysis, the trading station software with Telegram signals integration, which puts together everything that you need as a trader all in one interface. You also have the possibility to gain access to one-on-one private mentoring directly with me, so you will have my personal contact. And if you continue to scroll down on the website, you will see that directly from the website, you will have the possibility to register and gain automatically access with the email and password that you will create during the registration process. So at least I suggest that you go and check it out right now. The link is both in description and in the main page of my YouTube channel, and I will see you in it. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like and also let me know in the comments below any new pairs or topics that you would like me to cover in the next videos. And I will see you in my next breakdown.